The court ruling on the Kill the Boer struggle song has sparked mixed reactions across South Africa. Supporters of the ruling, including some political and civil rights groups, see it as a victory for free speech and historical context, arguing that the song is part of the country's liberation history and not a literal call for violence. However, many farmers' associations and minority rights groups, particularly within the Afrikaner community, have expressed disappointment, calling it divisive and harmful in a country still grappling with racial tensions. Some ordinary citizens believe the ruling is fair, emphasizing the need to preserve historical struggle songs, while others feel that in a democratic South Africa, any song perceived as inciting violence should be banned. On social media, debates have been intense, with some celebrating the decision as a rejection of censorship, while others argue it undermines reconciliation efforts.
Court has refused AfriForum's bid for leave to appeal the Kill the Boer judgment, which found that the chant did not constitute hate speech. This comes after the Apex Court found that after considering the application, it concluded that the application should be dismissed as it bears no reasonable prospects of success. In August 2022, the Equality Court ruled in favor of the EFF, stating that the song did not constitute hate speech. And in May 2024, the SCA dismissed AfriForum's appeal with costs, finding that AfriForum had failed to establish that it constituted hate speech and that EFF leader Julius Malema was doing no more than exercising his right to freedom of expression. The Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer chant, which Malema continues to sing, was used by South African-born businessman Elon Musk to justify accusations that South Africa is allegedly violating the human rights of specific groups in the country. And the EFF statement released there saying that it welcomes the ruling by the Constitutional Court of South Africa, which dismissed this matter with finality. The baseless and reactionary attempt by what the statement is calling a racist lobby group, AfriForum, to appeal against the Equality Court and Supreme Court's rulings in our favor that the song is not hate speech. The highest court in the land has confirmed what we have said all along, that this case was a frivolous and cynical attempt to weaponize the legal system to distort history and silence black resistance. The statement further continues to say that the courts have time and again ruled in the EFF's favor. In 2022, the Equality Court dismissing the case and saying that it's not hate speech but part of the historical struggle for liberation. In 2023, the Supreme Court of Appeal rejected AfriForum's appeal and affirmed that the song was not a call to incite violence, but a chant of resistance against colonial and apartheid oppression. So now in 2025, the Constitutional Court has shut the door permanently on this absurd and opportunistic legal campaign. This is some of what the EFF statement has to say in reaction to the court ruling there earlier on, and we'll continue then to bring you more on this particular story. Let's take a short break and we'll be back straight after with more for you.
A tweet by Julius Malema. It says, the EFF's superior logic prevails again. I want all of you combined with your white supremacists. We will show you flames. Try me, boys. And then he tags Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Why? Because the Constitutional Court yesterday and Justices Meyer, Madlanga, Dumbuza, Goosen, Majid, Matlanta, Opperman, Rogers, Tron and Tiki have said that the Constitutional Court has considered the application for leave to appeal by AfriForum. It has concluded that the application should be dismissed as it bears no reasonable prospects of success. Why? Because AfriForum challenged the song Dibulu Ibunu Kill the Boer in the Equality Court. That court found not hate speech. Then they went to the Supreme Court of Appeal and they said it's not hate speech. AfriForum says, well, we'll challenge this in the Constitutional Court. Constitutional Court says, don't waste your time. No reasonable chance of success. So the judgments, they stand. Dibulu Ibunu is not hate speech. Why? Because it has a specific historical context, a metaphorical context. And it does not and has not contributed to rural violence, as was the original reason AfriForum said it went to the Equality Court. But just because it's not hate speech does not incite violence, says the South African court system, does not mean it's not hurtful to some. Just like AfriForum erroneously cries to Donald Trump that there are land seizures or the specific targeting of white people in South Africa. They have the freedom of speech to say that or to believe that. Doesn't mean it's not stupid to say it, particularly in what effect it has had on South Africa, particularly as a result of Donald Trump's misguided claims about this country.
For instance, people will say the K word. What is a K word? What nonsense is a K word? Cafe. No, you must say cafe. Yeah. It's not, there's no such a thing. It doesn't make, because it makes it hollow. Yes. To say kafir, I mean the K word. But when you say kafir, it has got a particular lens where it's supposed to go. And we Africans, even now, despite us wanting to run away from calling the word kafir, we live is kafir in South Africa as African people. We are dehumanized. We are the worst. You understand? So from my perspective, and I don't believe in that one settler, one bullet is a hate speech. I do not believe in that. And I've made some intellectual submissions on this. And I've even criticized or made a critique against the PAC leadership currently around that issue of saying, no, one settler, one bullet is our heritage, and we used to do it in the past and in the camps. I'm like, that's nonsense. One settler, one bullet remains relevant to this day because settlerism itself, number one, still exists. Two, the issue of one settler, one bullet is you do not accept it as if it is as modern as APLA, which came to exist in 1968. It is not as modern as that. That thinking is as old as the chants that were being said by African warriors, whether they were Zulu-speaking warriors, they were Xhosa-speaking warriors, the Khoi warriors, the Igbo warriors, and the Mao warriors, and whoever. It comes from a particular tradition that seeks to explain a particular phenomena of a particular time. And on the basis of that, when somebody says one settler, one bullet is a critique of settlerism, it explains a particular phenomena of a particular time. You can't therefore say, now let's take now one settler, one bullet and go and shove it into a cupboard because you are afraid that you are going to be called into an equality court. It doesn't make sense because all of these elements of settlerism, of one settler, one bullet, and what
There is farm attack in Northern Cape, Tuesday at night, Lorisfontein, South Africans. It is very bad and sad that every time, every week, we hear about this farm attacks and farm killing, no matter what race. No matter what race. We have seen that the law of South Africa protects Julius Malema when he sings the song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer. And it is happening. Our farmers are in danger. There is a new US embassy here in South Africa. He must know everything that is happening here in our country. You must know everything that is happening here in our country. And I'm not scared to say that Sir Ramaphosa The president who doesn't care about his own food, because that food comes from to the farmers and farm workers. They produce food for us. But Sir Ramaphosa, he doesn't care. He allowed so-called the useless boy, the useless cockroach, Julius Malema, to sing that song. We have seen that the law, it protects, again, Julius Malema. They say, no, Julius Malema, go on and sing that song. But thanks to the American President Donald Trump, he said no. They can't live like that. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Watch the space. What's going to happen? Watch the space. Because Sir Ramaphosa, he failed you. He failed himself. He failed everyone here in South Africa when coming to farm attacks and farm workers attacks. We say that we will do it to hold hands with South Africa and still say stop killing farmers. Whereas the leader and the president of EFF, Julius Malema, he still sing that song. Kill the boer, kill the farmer. 073 00 84105. My name, Petrus Pagamelesito. I'm here to save our farmers and farm workers, to save our food security. I thank you.
Okay, let's clarify this, really, because I'm a bit worried about this messaging that it calls for the killing of white people, right? Because the Constitutional Court, in fact, you go far to the lowest court, they said if the song doesn't incite violence, you have to look at it within the political context, historical context. This is a song that was sung to challenge the system at the time, the system of apartheid. The EFF has said in court, we are using this song. We're not saying go kill white people. We're singing this song again to decry the injustices and also this current system of government under the ANC. Are you insinuating that people who hear this song would generally want to go on a killing spree of white farmers?
It's not only about the people that hears a song that sees it as a request or as an instruction, which it might or might not be. It is also about the feelings of the people that hear the song and feel threatened by it. I can remember when I was at school, we had a specific nickname for a specific person. And calling him that name every day. But at a later stage, we realized that he does not like being called that name. And I had to ask myself the question, is my right to call him a nickname stronger than his right not to be called that name? And I had to stop because I knew that this is hurting him. And I think this is where we are at this stage in our country. It's not only about what people perceive, people might think the instruction might be, or what the historical value is. I think the EFF and people singing the song must also realize that there are fellow South Africans that does not like that.
Okay.
And then ask themselves, why, if we know that there are people that might threaten, rightly or wrongly, it's not the question. Why continue with it? Why continue after 31 years of democracy, where we are trying to build a nation? And again, this is a distinguishing between the builders on the one hand and the breakers on the other hand. We've got to build a nation. I want to live in peace with everybody in this country. I'm not going to walk around and shouting threatening songs or phrases out there at all, because I know it will not build this country. And we expect exactly the same from every single citizen who loves this country and its people.
Yeah, I want to bring in Ngobile in a moment, but before I do, Vili, if the EFF says to you, we are not calling on white people to be killed, why do you insist on being hurt by the song? And let me ask it differently as well. Are you aware of any white farmer that has been killed by someone who heard or sang the song?
No, I'm not. But that is, again, not the question. The question is whether this contributes to nation building. And if the EFF or anybody says that this does, then I've got to ask myself, what is nation building? If nation building is threatening or singing songs that you know is definitely not working towards a cohesion in this country, then you've got to ask yourself, why are you doing that? And again, whether it's leading to a specific murder, that is not the question. One murder is too many. Whether it's a murder on the Cape Flats or a murder in Johannesburg or a murder on a farm, whether it's a farm worker or whether it's a farm owner, whether it's black or white, it doesn't matter. It is one too many. And we've again got to ask ourselves, is kill the Boer, kill the farmer? And just by the way, the words kill the farmer was not part of the original song that was sung in the struggle era. They've added the words kill the farmer. Kill the Boer referred to a specific group of people.
Okay.
Kill the farmer refers to a specific employment type of person. That is the person farming on a farm. And that should not be condoned. Not at all.
Let me bring in Ngobile. I've given you enough time to make your opening statement. Ngobile, as the EFF, what is your context? So maybe first of all, give us your reaction as the EFF to this ruling that really puts the matter to bed from the Constitutional Court, and help us understand what your context as the EFF is for singing this song.
Good evening, Clement, to you and your viewers. First and foremost, what a nice way to end today's day. What a nice way to end Human Rights Month, whereby our victory was sealed in the Constitutional Court today with this delivery of this judgment on this matter. Now, in the contents of the EFF, we are happy that our courts are not seeking to erase the injustices of the past, and they are not seeking to make us to forget the injustices of the past. We sing this song in order as a way of protesting against forgetting the injustices of the past. We want to continuously remember, because the system that oppressed us during the apartheid, during colonialism, is still there. The systematic exclusion of black people from participating in the economy of this country is still happening to this day. The systematic exclusion and disposition of land of our people is still happening now. Majority of the land, 79% of the land of South Africa, is in the hands of white people at the exclusion of black people. Now, if William wants to speak about nation building, the Afrikaners who own the land of this country should be ashamed of themselves, should come to the party and willingly give the land that they own, so that the land ownership of this country reflects the demographics of South Africa. So that's the content. We are very happy to end Human Rights Month, and we are happy that once and for all, the matter has now been settled. No one will take it anywhere, and we will continue to sing and chant. This is a chant. The problem with people like William is that they want to interpret a chant. They want to monitor and police us on how we must feel about the injustices of the past. We'll never forget what the colonies and apartheid government did to our people. It's something that we must continue to teach for generations to come. This song must be sung. We found it is a struggle song. It was sung long before we were born. It was sung when land disposition started to happen in this country. And it must continue to sing. It's a song that says, kill the Boer means we are fighting the system. Kill the system, the systematic system, which is apartheid, systematic system that seeks to exclude the majority of our people from economic activities, that excludes our people from land ownership. That's the system. If it's the system, that's why it's going to be feeling intimidated, because it is the system there. Yeah. We're fighting a system, not an individual. The song does not point out that go and kill a William Okafor. I say we are killing the system, which is oppression and exclusion of people from participating.
So the argument by the DA is that as a society, we should be working towards this unity and healing, and not seeing these songs that sort of deepen the rifts that still exist in our country. Do you not believe that this song is divisive, given that there are some stakeholders or sectors of our society that say we are quite worried about this song when it's chanted and what the messaging may be?
We're not worried, and we want to use this opportunity to call on the white South Africans who are owning hectares of land at the exclusion of our majority people to come to the party if they want to build a nation and want to contribute to honest nation building. How do they feel when they own land at the exclusion of the majority of the people. They should be ashamed that land ownership of this country does not reflect the demographics of South Africa. So they should be ashamed. They should be the first ones to volunteer and come and say to government, come government, here's our land we're offering. How does one family own thousands of hectares of land alone? And then they see our people living in squalor in the township, who are trapped as black people living in squalor in the townships. We look like sardines stuck in a tin fish. There's no space where we're living. And they know that this land that they own was forcefully dispossessed and stolen from us. It's not like they bought the land. It was stolen. They are beneficiaries of stolen land. They are beneficiaries of apartheid regime. To this day, they want to enjoy the privileges they got through land dispossession. They should be ashamed of themselves as white people that they really want to speak about nation building at the exclusion of our people. It cannot be, Clement, that we allow this thing to continue. So our people must continue to sing that song until attainment of the land, until they are rightfully participating in the economy of South Africa. Until then, Clement, we must continue to sing the song. Those who feel threatened by it, they are threatened by equality. They are threatened if they want to act like Cinderella because the shoe fits, they must wear it. But there's no single farmer that has ever been killed when the EFF sang Kill the Boer and Kill the Farmer. Because our people understand it's a struggle song. It's not meant to target an individual or a race of people. It's meant to target a system, which is apartheid and exclusion of our people.
Okay.